Hello, I'm Priscilla Archangel, and my leadership insight for you today is when leading you is all about me. True leadership is about influencing others to achieve objectives. But when leaders become so focused on their self-concept, their own priorities, their own status in every situation, they can become too self-absorbed. And typically, that's when a leader has a feeling either of insecurity or superiority. Let me give you a few examples. First of all, there is Chris. Chris is the CEO of a multinational company. And every week in Chris's staff meeting, he's constantly boring into every little detail with every staff member. He's berating them, he's cursing them, he's belittling them because they don't have the answer to all of his detailed questions. They don't know from week to week which one of them is going to be in the hot seat. And meanwhile, Chris is huddled in his office, reading report after report, not getting out and mixing with employees, not getting out and talking to customers and clients. He's not really aware of how his business is perceived in the marketplace. And what he doesn't realize is that the business really is going downhill. It's not keeping pace with customer expectations. And he is insecure as a leader. He's too focused inwardly on what might be going on and what he might be missing. Another leader is Pat. Pat just announced to several of her plants that they're going to get new work. So that's been great news. When she got to the plant to announce it, as she landed in her helicopter, all the troops were there to meet her. The press was there. The press reviews were fantastic. Had a little problem with some of the plant managers there because they wanted to talk about some issues in the plants that she really didn't have time for. So she told them in no uncertain terms that it was their responsibility to handle those issues and make sure that they went away. Meanwhile, Pat is focusing on acquiring another business and figuring out how she can expand her empire, her business empire. She's a leader with a feeling of superiority, but both leaders, Chris and Pat, are too self-absorbed. And what they both need to realize is the importance of valuing others' input, others' opinions, and others' contribution to the business so that they become more well-rounded in their leadership and they're able to better run their companies. So here's some tips I'd like to share with you on the behaviors of self-absorbed versus self-confident leaders. And there's 8 tips for you. First of all, self-absorbed leaders dominate the conversation with stories of their greatness, but self-confident leaders pull great stories out of others. Number 2, self-absorbed leaders demand loyalty from others, but self-confident leaders demonstrate loyalty to others. Here's the third one. Self-absorbed leaders inhibit critical conversations, but self-confident leaders look for opportunities for improvement. And number 4, self-absorbed leaders have all the great ideas themselves, but self-confident leaders surround themselves with others who have great ideas. Number 5, self-absorbed leaders tear others down, but self-confident leaders build others up. Number 6, self-absorbed leaders can't handle the truth, but self-confident leaders speak the truth. Number 7, self-absorbed leaders are resistant to change, but self-confident leaders are open to growth and development. And number 8, self-absorbed leaders create negative talk about others to justify their own behaviors, but self-confident leaders create positive talk about others to reinforce others' good behaviors. So tell me, what behaviors are you using to demonstrate self-confident leadership? Thanks for listening.